multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. Oh, no applause? You're all fired.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
What geese?
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day. What we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well. Hello, and hello to you, and you. Y'all, what the hell is going on today? What the hell is going on today? What in the hell is going on today? Y'all, there is so much media news afoot. Okay, so later on tonight, okay, we're going to be talking about Jimmy Kimmel again because there is more news. In case you do not know, child, there's more information that you need to know about that. And then on top of that, as you all know, Paramount's going after a bid for Warner Bros. Discovery. But then tell me why I see John Campa, right? John Campa, great content creator, knows his stuff. Tell me why I see a video of him and his squad talking about Netflix preparing bid to buy Warner Brothers. What the hell is going on upon today? So we got a lot of news to get to. That'll be coming up later on tonight at 8:30. I'm literally getting the last links here for this because, y'all, we got a doubleheader. Tonight, though, right from this space right here, right now, we're going to talk about a group called Group Black. Now, this group was supposed to be helpful in terms of getting $500 million to expand Black content, Black advertising here, there, and everywhere, right? But they failed at the goal, right? I got this email, right? Literally last night from Afrotech, which is a brand of black. So let me do this here. So make sure I got all the links here. My Lord. Like, I was trying not to do 3 shows in a day, but here we are. Here we are, everybody. Here we are. So with that being said, let's get to it. Higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. Yes, indeed. You see that virtual tour background. Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music. Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. Hey, Linnell, still good to see you, beautiful. Y'all, you cannot make any of this up. Okay? Just can't. So, with that being said, let's get to it and make it do what it do. Child, just like I usually keep up with everything pretty decently, but even today, so here we go. Ad week. Inside the dueling lawsuits threatening to unravel Group Black. Okay, the Black Media Collective once aimed to distribute $500 million in ad commitments. Now its founders are suing one another. Let me say that headline and byline 2 more times, or the headline, the tag, or the tagline of the story. Basically, the summary of this article here. Inside the dueling lawsuits threatening to unravel Group Black, the Black Media Collective once aimed to distribute $500 million in ad commitments. Now its founders are suing one another. Inside the dueling lawsuits threatening to unravel Group Black, the Black Media Collective once aimed to distribute $500 million in ad commitments. Now its founders are suing one another. Here we go. This is by Mark Steinberg here. In June 2021, 3 prominent Black media executives joined forces to launch Group Black, a collective that aimed to secure advertising commitments from brands and agencies and direct the spend to a portfolio of Black-owned publishers. At launch, founders Richard Lou Dennis, Sundial Media Group, Essence Ventures, Barney Bong, and Travis Montague announced an initial investment of $75 million from the agency Group M, and multi-million-dollar deals with companies including Ziff Davis, which they own IGN, they also own CNET, and many other digital media properties and brands. And NBC Universal, I was about to say MSNBC, but NBC Universal soon followed. Ultimately, Group Black pledged its intent to raise and distribute $500 million in funding. In its early years, the venture generated breathless press coverage, some of which came from yours truly, Mark Steinberg there, and enjoyed the backing of powerful brands and holding companies, thanks in equal part to its charismatic founders and the heightened climate of social activism coming out of the pandemic. By 2024, the company had grown quiet. The collective had obscenely raised hundreds of millions of dollars for a comrade of Black media outlets, but I increasingly began to hear rumblings of late payments. That summer, Montague, the WonderCon chief executive and founder of messaging technology service Holler, quietly left Group Black. Dennis, who made his fortune by selling his personal care companies Sundial Brands to Unilever in 2017 for $1.6 billion of the collective shortly after. He had increasingly begun to focus on building out a separate media portfolio called Sundial Media Technology Group, which includes publishers like Essence, Refinery 29, and Afropunk, among others. The departures left Burrow as the sole remaining co-founder. Then the lawsuits began. The first in October 2024 was filed by Essence Communications, a subsidiary of Dennis Sundial Media and Technology Group. It alleged that Group Black owed two of its publishers, Essence and Afropunk, $20 million in unpaid bills. I'll say that two more times. $20 million in unpaid bills, and had improperly used those funds to enrich Group Black and Holler, as Business Insider first reported. That lawsuit has since been dismissed, but new litigation has emerged in recent months, which I was able to get my hands on, and which has not been previously reported. Two new lawsuits filed by Essence Communications and countersued by Group Black were filed in May and June of this year and are still active. Burrow, Dennis, and Montague each declined to comment, citing the ongoing litigation. The documents that surfaced as a result of the litigation have shed new light on the internal drama roiling the company. They also reveal for the first time the complexity of the Group Black portfolio and the competing interests that are now threatening to tear it apart. He said, what both parties can agree on is that between 2021 and 2023, Group Black arranged for Essence and Afropunk to execute millions of dollars worth of advertising campaigns, which they did. In the suit filed against Group Black this May, Dennis Group makes many of the same allegations as before and claims $7 million in missed payments. It also claims that Group Black had the money to pay Essence and Afropunk, but instead used it to invest in Group Black and Holler, the messaging platform found by Montague. So basically a breach of the contract, not fulfilling your end of the deal. In its countersuit, Group Black alleges that while it did indeed owe Essence and Afropunk $7 million, Dennis had agreed in January 2024 to convert that $7 million debt into equity in Group Black. Then, after a fallout that occurred in the summer of 2024, when Dennis left the company, he changed his mind and decided to sue the company and sue for the money, the countersuit alleges. Group Black cited emails that mentioned Carta, a software used to structure capital tables and corroborating these claims, indeed turning a $7 million debt into equity would enable Group Black to invest that money back in its business, a common tactic for startups. It did invest that money, according to the countersuit, acquiring Holler in December of 2023 and investing $14.5 million in the messaging platform. Equity Communications denies that it agreed to convert the $7 million debt into an equity stake. A tangled web, as you might have picked up on, much of the melodrama here stems from the entangled nature of the various businesses involved. Dennis was chairman of the board of Group Black during the time it had allegedly withheld funds from Essence and Afropunk, and until his resignation in 2024, Montague was CEO of both Group Black and Holler. During the time that Dennis Group alleges Group Black withheld funds in order to invest in Holler, but in a twist, #Woody twist. But in a twist, Dennis was also a significant investor in Holler. That means that, and try to keep up here, Dennis, Richelieu Dennis, which is the thumbnail there that you see, Dennis is suing Group Black, a company he co-founded and led as chairman, for alleged non-payment to Essence and Afropunk, companies he now owns, because Group Black had allegedly used the old funds to invest in Holler, a company in which he had invested. I'm going to say that two more times, okay? But in a twist, Dennis was also a significant investor in Holler. That means that, and try to keep up here, Dennis is suing Group Black, the company he co-founded and led as chairman, for alleged non-payment to Essence and Afropunk, companies he now owns, because Group Black had allegedly used the old funds to invest in Holler, a company in which he had invested. One more time for the one more time. Richard Lou Dennis, is suing Group Black, a company he co-founded and led as chairman, for alleged non-payment to Essence and Afropunk, companies he now owns, because Group Black had allegedly used the old funds to invest in Holler, a company in which he had invested. So basically, Richard Lou Dennis is big mad because there wasn't a return on the investment, even though he is connected to the investment. That's why I'm getting from this here. Holler's assets are still owned by Group Black, though the messenger platform is no longer active. Its former URL now directs to a VME streaming website. An uncertain future. In retrospect, the commingling of these various business interests now seems like a fraught proposition. On some level, the companies simply appear to be handling around the same dollar in a circle. This kind of financial maneuvering is not uncommon among startups where cash is in short supply and the focus is on building something rather than turning an immediate profit. Plus, Essence, Afropunk, and Holler are the exact kind of companies that Group Black was trying to support, even if their owners happen to benefit from that support. Unfortunately, in this case, the tripartite management of the company, combined with each founder trying to serve both the interests of their portfolio companies and in the interest of Group Black, seemed to have backfired. Group Black, to its credit, is still alive and kicking. Burrow is running the company now, and last month he announced launched a portrait of venture with a mission similar to Group Black, but now with a focus on minority audiences more broadly. Group Black will now become Group Black Holdings, Burrow said in a LinkedIn post. Personally, I hope that Group Black can persist. It was and is an organization with an important mission, however muddled that might have become amid this power struggle. Over the years, I have spoken with dozens of Group Black employees, down to the one they all believed in the work that they were doing, a refreshing anomaly in an often disillusioned industry. I know that for many in the Black media community, Group Black has been at times a polarizing organization. Some operators believed it sucked up all the oxygen in the room and then failed to execute on its core promise. But most of Black media executives that I've spoken to are conflicted on the issue, critical of its operations, but worried its failure would affect funding for other Black media companies. For the moment, the fallout from the situation is at least contained to its internal stakeholders. But if Group Black itself collapses, the blast radius of its implosion could be much wider. Update: this piece has been updated to reflect that Essence Communications has denied that it agreed to convert the $7 million it was allegedly owed into equity. So, what do I think about this? Well, from what it's sounding like, it sounds like three big-time Black media executives came together for a purpose. Things were getting good, but then, in the words of Tony Braxton, we finally got a peep. No, wait, I'm sorry, let me flip reverse around back. In the words of Tamar Braxton, they all tried to get a piece of the pie. Oh, God damn it. Tamar Braxton is every Group Black executive, right? Won their piece of the pie. And then when Tony did that's when all the executives in the formation of Group Black said, God damn it, you're just supposed to follow the code. But now that Richard Lou Dennis, who allegedly was also trying to buy Revolt TV, which Revolt TV could have became the Essence Network, just give it a buck, it seems like there were some unhappy people here that didn't get what they want. So now they're trying to get what they can out of it. Now, like I said, I got this, by the way, shout out to the Adweek reporter here for this story. The reporter's name is Mark Steinberg. Shout out to you, good sir. Very down the line, and I appreciate the passion that you had in giving this story to us here. Now, of course, Afrotech right here, this is where I first learned about it. Group Black, co-founded by Richard Lou Dennis, Burrow and Travis Montague in 2021 faces lawsuits for millions in alleged unpaid bills. Group Black, co-founded in June of 2021 by Richard Lou Dennis, Warren Burrow, and Travis Montague, sought to secure advertising commitments from brands and agencies to channel spending toward Black-owned publishers, according to Adweek, backed by an initial $75 million investment from Group M and multi-dollar deals from Ziff Davis and NBC Universal. The collective aims to raise and distribute funding of $500 million. However, the group is now the center of two lawsuits. In May of 2025, Essence Communications filed a lawsuit against Group Black, which responded with a countersuit in June. These legal actions followed a dismissed October 2024 lawsuit by Essence Communications, alleging that Group Black owed $20 million to its publishers, Essence and Afropunk, and had misused the funds. Essence Communications is a subsidiary of Dennis Sundial Media and Technology Group. As Afrotech previously reported, Sundial Media Group is a vertically integrated media, technology, and experimental company. In addition to overseeing all aspects of Essence Communications, including Girls Unite, Essence Studios, the Essence Festival Culture, and SoCo Market, it also became the parent company of Refinery 29 after acquiring the brand in 2024. Adweek reported that the May lawsuit against Group Black alleges the collective owes $7 million in unpaid bills. It also claims that Group Black has sufficient funds to pay Essence and Afropunk, but diverted the money to invest in itself and Holler, the messaging service Montague founded. In its countersuit, Group Black admits to owing $7 million, but claims Dennis agreed in January of 2024 to convert the debt into equity. He reportedly reversed course and sued for the money following a fallout in the summer of 2024 when he left Group Black. The countersuit also states that Group Black did use the equity money to invest in acquiring Holler in December 2023, committing $14.5 million to the messaging platform. Essence Communications denies agreeing to convert the $7 million debt into equity. Added to the complexity, Dennis, a major investor in Holler, was chairman of Group Black's board when the company allegedly withheld funds from Essence and Afropunk. Montague, who also resigned in summer 2024, was CEO of both Group Black and Holler at the time. Although the messaging platform is no longer active, Group Black still holds Holler's assets. According to Adweek, Dennis, Montague, and Burrow declined to comment on the lawsuits. The outlet reports. From Group Black to Group Black Holdings, Burrow, now leading Group Black, announced in a September 2nd, 2025 LinkedIn post that the company has rebranded as Group Black Holdings. He also unveiled Portrait Media Group, an AI, artificial intelligence-powered media company designed for diverse audiences. Portrait Media Group exists to frame the future of media because values, behaviors, and mindset, not just race or age, are what truly defines the modern consumer. Burrow wrote, "We're evolving, not abandoning our foundation." He added, "With Portrait, we're expanding our lens from just demographic reach to institutional resonance." Editorial note: the headline has been updated to include all three co-founders of Group Black and the year it was founded has been added for clarity. So, now Baller Alert has an op-ed about this. Now, Baller Alert is no more for, gossip and rumors and everything else, but this is an actual op-ed. So let's get to it. Right here. This came out yesterday. Op-ed, how Group Black let down Black media, why we feel duped. Baller Alert was once excited to join the promise of Group Black, but now with lawsuits and accusations flying, it's clear the collective that claimed to uplift Black media has left many of us worse off. Wow. Okay, then let's talk about it. We believed in the vision when Group Black first launched in 2021. It felt like a moment for Black media owners, publishers, and creators. The promise of $500 million in redirected advertising dollars was game-changing. The mission was clear: unite as a collective, bring strength in numbers, and finally demand the kind of investment that Black media has been denied for decades. At Baller Alert, we were excited to be included. How could we not be? With names like Richard Dennis, the man behind buying back Essence, and Warren Burrow, a media powerhouse, leading the charge, the credibility felt solid. For once, it seemed like Black-owned outlets weren't just going to be in the room. We were going to be at the head of the table. We were all in. reality check. Fast forward, and the story is not one of empowerment but of disappointment. The lawsuits between former partners, the accusations of unpaid bills, and the quiet exits of co-founders revealed the truth that left many of us felt rather, but did not want to say out loud. Root Black did just stumble. It confused the market, drained confidence, and ultimately cost all Black media companies money. Instead of creating a united lane for ad dollars to flow, it seems millions were tied up in infighting, business maneuvering, and questionable investments, according to court documents, which I think that just takes us back to that article. From that statement. Yep, that just takes us back to the article. Okay, that's what I thought. Essence of Afropunk claim they were owed millions, while countersuits argue debts were quietly converted into equity and then used to acquire Holla, a messaging platform that isn't even active anymore. Meanwhile, those promised advertising dollars, many Black-owned publishers, including us, never saw the impact we were led to expect. The harsh truth: this isn't just messy business politics, it's deeper than that. When one Black media collective fails, the whole ecosystem feels that advertisers already hesitant to spend with us now have another excuse. Group Black's high-profile promises, followed by very public legal battles, create confusion in the marketplace and made it harder for all of us to secure fair dollars. And let's be honest, the Black man, Brian Burrow, was at the helm when this house of cards collapsed. That really stings. Because what should have been a victory lap for our community has instead become a cautionary tale. Where do we go from here? Baller Alert is writing this not just as an outlet, but as a part of the Black media community that believed in Group Black's mission. We don't take joy in this downfall, but we have to be honest, we were duped. Behind the polished press releases and lofty promises, there was a quiet storm of zero payments, confusing business deals, and founders walking away. Now the lawsuits are public, the truth is undeniable, and the damage is done. Still, this doesn't mean Black media is doomed. If anything, it's a wake-up call. We can't allow one collective's missteps to erase the need for real sustainable investment in Black-owned businesses. Advertisers must continue to see the value in reaching our communities, and we as publishers must demand transparency, accountability, and true partnership, because at the end of the day, this isn't just about business, it's about the survival of Black voices in media. Well, Baller Alert, I gotta tell you something. You have impressed me for damn sure. I think that was a great op-ed. What that went to show me was that you guys are really about the mission of everybody, getting their fair share. And I remember Group Black in the early days when I heard $500 million. I'm like, wow, that's pretty big. And this was, even before I was a content creator, I'm just like, the fact that this is even happening is amazing. But when you hear Baller Alert, right, and you see, right here, they got the Baller Alert show, they got Baller exclusives, and they got fashion, metaverse, tech, lifestyle. That's Baller, Ballfire Music, Let Me Live. And let's go to their About page here and see what they're about, because that really impressed me. Right here, it says that Baller Alert is a urban lifestyle brand and entertainment news website that covers the latest celebrity news, gossip, pop, and hip-hop culture. Baller Alert has quickly become one of the most popular sources of celebrity news and gossip in the world. The website features a wide range of content, including exclusive interviews, breaking news, photo galleries, and videos. Baller Alert also has a popular social media presence for over 10 million followers on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Reddit, and TikTok. Baller Alert, becoming a lifestyle brand, has also has a number of other channels, including a podcast, mobile, Apple, iPhone, and Android, and a YouTube channel. The podcast features interviews with celebrities and other industry insiders. The mobile app provides users with access to Baller Alert's content on the go, and the YouTube channel features a variety of videos, news segments, interviews, and music videos. So, like I said, first, and this is their disclaimer, y'all. So, like I said, I think it is absolutely wonderful that they have stood on business with this. I think the more that we stand for something, the more we will have something. And it goes to show that sometimes in life, it really is us. You know what I mean? Sometimes it really, truly is us. In addition to that, from people of color in tech. Group Black expands beyond Black-owned media with rebrand and new venture following turmoil. Group Black, originally founded to channel ad dollars into Black media, is expanding its reach to a broader audience, Business Insider reports. The company has rebranded as Group Black Holdings and is now targeting what it calls Gen Next, a values-driven audience that cuts across oh my Lord, race, age, and background. Barnborough Group Black's co-founder and chief strategy officer maintains Group Black is evolving, not abandoning its foundation. The company is expected to share more details on September 8th. So this is Barnborough right here. Portrait Media Group, a new venture. As a part of its rebrand, Group Black announced the launch of Portrait Media Group, a AI-powered media company. Portrait Media Group exists to frame the future of media because values, behaviors, and mindset, not just race or age, rather, are what truly defines the modern consumer. Burrow shared a LinkedIn post. Gen Next, he explained, includes Black, Latin, Asian, and multi-ethnic audiences, as well as values-driven white consumers. They are defined by mindset, not just identity. Burrow wrote in a LinkedIn post, calling the segment a massive opportunity for brands that want to lead and not follow. Burrow told ad age that multicultural audiences are the new growth audience that marketers are trying to appeal to. However, he doesn't view this change as an alienation of Black audiences or Black-owned businesses. Though several companies have changed to comply with the current political climate, Burrow said this move is not related to the anti-DEI climate. You have to historically look at the messages that we've been putting in the marketplace over the last 2 years, Burrow said. We were already talking about the expansion, so this is not a new or a departure for us. Origins in Black-owned media. Group Black launched in 2021 after the death of George Floyd, when huge advertisers such as Coca-Cola and Walmart publicly pledged to boost their spending with Black-owned media. At the time, those outlets accounted for less than 1% of total ad spending. Entrepreneur Richard Louis Dennis and Burrow secured a $75 million target media investment from the ad buying giant Group M, now WPP Media. The partnership made Group Black one of the most visible organizations directing ad dollars to Black-led media. In 2024, Group Black acquired Galore Media, a digital culture magazine that reaches 15 million users monthly. Galore co-founders Mike Albanese and Prince Chichora joined the Group Black team as senior vice president and editor-in-chief of Galore, respectively. Challenges in recent years. Though the company has had commercial success, it has also had its share of challenges. In 2021, it pledged to direct $500 million in ad dollars to Black-owned media, but several ad executives say it fell short. Co-founder Barnborough acknowledged the company did not meet the target, though he argued it helped raise the industry's visibility of Black businesses. The company also faced leadership turmoil after Travis Montague, co-founder CEO, took a leave of absence, followed by several key executives exiting the company. This included Carl Cooper, advertising president, Dan Biskinger, chief financial officer and chief investment officer, Delita Costin, chief legal officer, Mike Owen, chief business officer, Ryan Robinson, senior vice president of marketing, and Marshall Wright, chief people officer. Group Black was further hit with 2 lawsuits from Essence Venture-owned companies. Business Insider reports the suits alleged the firm owed about $20 million in misused funds to support Group Black and Holler Media Company, found by Montague. Group Black denounced the claims and court filings apart from acknowledging a loan. The case is ongoing. So I did find something here, and I wanted to show you guys this right here from Just a U.S. Law. Essence Communications LLC versus Group Black Incorporated. So this came out May 23rd, 2025. So came out this year. So there's the docket number there. There's the judge. So right here, this action arises out of a failed business relationship between plaintiffs, two media companies with substantial reputations and platforms in the cultural and commercial marketplace, and defended a digital media startup that positioned itself as an intermediary, connecting brands with Black-owned media publishers. Founded in 2021, rather, I was about to say 2001, but 2021, Group Black presented itself as an entity capable of aggregating advertising inventory across Black-owned publishers and brokering advertising deals with major advertisers and media agencies. Plaintiffs allege that Group Black so actively solicited business relationships with Essence and Afropunk beginning in mid-2021. The parties engaged in negotiations concerning a partnership model whereby Group Black will serve as a sales representative aggregator, identifying advertising opportunities with brand clients and facilitating placement of those advertisements in Essence and Afropunk's media channels. In addition to that, there was supposed to be a multicultural hub on Peacock. So let me bring that up. Right here. So I wanted to show you guys this because we actually talked about this here. NBC Universal and Group Black plan to launch multicultural content hub E Plus on Peacock. Right here, Group Black, a collective that aims to spur the development of Black-owned and Black-produced media, will curate programming and develop new original content for a new hub on NBC Universal's Peacock streaming service known as E+. NBC Universal already operates a popular cable network that's called E, but the two will not be managed in tandem. Rather than diving deeper into celebrity news reality programming, E+ will feature a set of new originals from producers solicited by Group Black, as well as NBC Universal library content. Group Black will also work to sell commercial inventory to advertisers. So, yeah, when I tell you keep up with everything, I keep up with everything. Group Black's proposed business model included a compensation arrangement whereby it would retain a 20% commission and remit 80% of advertising revenue from clients to plaintiffs. Although the parties did not execute a final member agreement, they allegedly proceeded with business operations based on the mutually agreed terms reflected in numerous writings, including insertion orders, IOs, email communications, and substantially negotiated draft member agreements. The draft member agreements include detailed attachments, such as member company obligations, Group Black obligations, payment schedule, monthly campaign information, reflecting agreed upon rights and duties. The IOs utilized by the parties and their customers are alleged to be a common form of documentation relied upon in the advertising industry. Plaintiffs contend that the IOs contain material terms as to the advertising services rendered, including detailed specific advertising campaigns and deliverables, customer names, ad formats, media placement schedules, and pricing. While IOs are issued by the customers to Group Black, plaintiffs allege that pursuant to the parties' arrangement, Group Black conveyed the IOs to Essence for the specific transactions, and the IO specifically recognized the role of the supplier plaintiffs in delivering services to the customers. Accordingly, Essence Communications delivered the related advertising products. Essence Communications invoiced Group Black. Group Black received payment from Group M for the advertising, but Group Black failed to pay Essence Communications. Between 2021 and 2023, plaintiffs alleged that they provide extensive advertising services for brand clients, including Target, Ulta Beauty, and Google, among others, in accordance with the IOs issued by Group Black. These services include publication of digital and print advertisements, event activations, social media integrations, and branded content. Plaintiffs assert that they fully performed their obligations under the IOs and issued invoices to Group Black reflecting amounts due under the 80-20 revenue split. The amended complaint alleges that Group Black collected payments from advertising clients but failed to remit the appropriate 8% revenue share to plaintiffs. Plaintiffs allege that more than $7 million is owed to them, so that's $7 million owed to Essence Communications for services rendered and payments collected by Group Black between 2021 and 2023. Plaintiffs further allege that Group Black repeatedly acknowledged these debts in writing and internal documents prepared for board meetings and investor updates. Among the documents cited are email communications dated June 2022, in which Group Black executives referred to the existing 80-20 revenue arrangement, described plaintiffs as partners, and expressed intentions to pay outstanding amounts once certain financial milestones were met. Plaintiffs were also also point to draft member agreements detailing the scope of services, deliverables, commission structure, and payment terms. Despite repeated assurances, Group Black allegedly, sorry, y'all, let me plug in my charger here. There we go. Allegedly diverted funds owed to plaintiffs and used the money to finance its own operations or make loans to affiliate entities such as third-party Holler, which is the messaging app that Montague invested in. Plaintiffs contend that Group Black continued to represent to their clients and investors that it has exclusive access to Essence and Afroplug's media inventory, thereby inducing additional brand businesses to plaintiffs' reputations and prior work. Plaintiffs assert that these misrepresentations cause reputational and competitive harm in addition to financial loss. After multiple failed attempts to obtain payment and resolve the dispute informally, plaintiffs commenced this action with filing of the summons and complaint on January 28, 2025. See NYSCEF Document 1 on April 1st, 2025, which this was not April Fool's joke. Plaintiffs filed the operative amended complaint asserting 4 causes of action. Number 1, breach of contract. Number 2, breach of the covenant of good faith and fair dealing. 3, conversion. And number 4, unjust enrichment. NYSCEF document number 3448-72. Group Black moved to dismiss the amended complaint on April 15th, 2025, arguing the breach of contract and implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing claims are barred by the statute of frauds and general obligations law 5701-810 because the alleged contract involved compensation for brokering business opportunities and was not memorialized in a signed writing. See NYSCF document 42 definition memoriam of law, I'm guessing. Group Black further argues that the conversion and unjust enrichment claims are duplicative of the contract claims or otherwise inadequately pleaded. Plaintiffs opposed the motion on April 21st, 2025. See NYSCEF Doc 47. Please opt in. Group Black filed their reply on April 28th. See NYSCEF document number 52. So all the counts here. These are all the counts here. And don't worry, I'm going to go through them. I'm just trying to show y'all what they are. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay. Here we go. Applicability to statute of frauds, general obligations law 5701-810 provides that a contract to pay compensation for services rendered in negotiating a business opportunity is void unless right signed by the party to be charged. Group Black contends that plaintiffs seek to enforce precisely such an agreement, namely an oral argument for a commission-based finder's fee, rendering the claim barred by the statute. This argument mischaracterizes the nature of the alleged relationship. Plaintiffs do not allege that Group Black merely introduced them to advertisers in exchange for a commission. Rather, they assert that Group Black functioned as an intermediary that aggregated and resold plaintiffs' advertising inventory pursuant to a detailed revenue sharing arrangement reflected in a series of insertion orders, invoices, draft agreements, and internal communications. The court finds that general obligations law 5701-810 does not bar plaintiffs breach a contract claim at this stage. That provision applies only to oral arguments for compensation for services rendering in the negotiation, the purchase of a business opportunity, including procuring, introductions, or assisting in the negotiation or consummation of such transaction. So there B, sufficiency of contract allegations. Group Black also contends that plaintiffs have failed to plead the essential terms of the alleged contract, including the compensation formula and payment deadlines, rendering the breach claim inadequately pleaded. Definition of memoriam of law 11 at 1114, the court disagrees. To survive a motion of distress, a breach of contract claim must allege the existence of a valid agreement, performance by the plaintiff, breach by the defendant, and resulting damages. Plaintiffs allege a consistent, detailed course of performance reflecting mutual assent. Group Black issued assertion orders and emails outline key terms of engagement, including a 80-20 revenue split, scope of services, delivery times, and advertiser identity. Plaintiffs allege that they accepted these IOs, provided the agreed upon advertising services, and invoiced Group Black in accordance with the negotiated revenue structure. In addition, the amended complaint alleges that Group Black repeatedly acknowledged its payment obligations and external communications. Plaintiffs further allege that Group Black referenced original terms and emails and explicitly recognized liabilities to plaintiffs once certain financial milestones were reached. While Group Black argues there was no final signed agreement, that position is not dispositive at the pleading stage, where the amended complaint alleges a course of conduct and communications reflecting mutual assent to specific terms. Oh, Lord. To be sure, courts have cautioned that where material terms are left open or where parties expressly contemplate a future signed agreement, no binding contract exists. Whether parties intend to be bound by their informal writings and performance is also a question of fact, not amendable to resolution on a motion to dismiss. Number 2, breach of the implied covenant of good faith fair dealing. Count 2, defendant seeks dismissal of plaintiff's second cause of action, which alleges Group Black breached the implied covenant of good faith fair dealing inherent in the parties' contractual relationship. Defendant argues that this claim is duplicative of plaintiff's breach of contract claim and fails to allege conduct that frustrated any distinct contractual benefit. Under New York law, all contracts include an implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, which encompasses any promises that a reasonable person in the position of the promisee will be justified and understanding were included. First, plaintiffs plead conduct that goes beyond the mere failure to pay under the contract. Specifically, plaintiffs allege that Group Black deliberately delayed payments, divert advertiser funds to affiliate entities, and withheld access to records necessary for reconciliation. Second, even where there is some factual overlap between the contract and implied covenant claims, that alone does not bar the latter. New York courts have recognized that a breach of the implied covenant may arise from conduct that also supports a contract claim if the gravamen is bad faith interference with performance. Third, plaintiffs seek damages distinct from those in the breach of the contract claim. In addition to alleging lost revenue, plaintiffs assert that Group Black's conduct caused reputational harm, disruption to brand relationships, and impaired access to earned revenue streams. So maybe that might be the reason why that the Essence Festival of Culture wasn't really the festival that it needed to be, because of this, maybe? Just asking a question. Accordingly, plaintiffs have alleged that 1, conduct goes beyond the core breach. 2, sufficient facts to sustain implied covenant claim despite some factual overlap. And 3, damages that are distinct in nature from those claimed in count 1. The motion to dismiss count 2 is denied. Conversion. Count 3, defendant moves to dismiss plaintiff's claim for conversion on the grounds that it is duplicative of the breach of contract claim and that the amended complaint fails to allege a specifically identifiable sum. The court agrees to state a claim for conversion. A plaintiff must allege a legal ownership or immediate superior right of possession to specifically identifiable fund, and that the defendant exercised unauthorized dominion over that fund to the exclusion of the plaintiff's rights. A cause of action for conversion cannot be maintained where it merely restates a claim for a breach of contract and seeks the same relief. Here, plaintiffs allege that Group Black collected over $7 million in advertising payments from customers and failed to remit plaintiff's share under their revenue sharing agreement. Plaintiffs contend that defendants' alleged diversion of those funds to third parties, including non-party holiday, constitutes conversion. However, these allegations arise out of the parties' contractual relationship and concern defendants' alleged failure to pay amounts due under that contract, because plaintiffs seek recovery of the same funds to which they claim entitlement under their breach of contract theory. The conversion claim is duplicative and must be dismissed. Furthermore, the amended complaint does not identify a specifically segregated or traceable fund over which plaintiffs had a distinct possessionary right. Instead, the pleadings refer to general revenue received from brand clients and failed to allege that Group Black was obligated to hold such funds in trust or separate account for plaintiff's benefit. Let's see here. Plaintiffs cite Family Health Management LLC versus Rahan Developers for the proposition that commingling of funds does not defeat a conversion claim. However, Family Health was involved in a specifically identifiable fund that the defendant was contractually obligated to segregate and remit. And the court emphasized the defendant's bad faith conduct in misappropriating those earmarked funds. By contract, plaintiffs do not plead the existence of any distinct segregated account or specific sum held for their exclusive benefit. The amended complaint alleges that only Group Black failed to remit general advertising revenues collected from clients pursuant to revenue sharing agreement. So I'm guessing this is number 4, unjust enrichment. Defendant moves to dismiss plaintiff's unjust enrichment claim on the grounds that it is duplicative of the breach of contract claim and barred by the statute of frauds. The court finds that the dismissal is unwarranted at this stage of the proceeding. To claim for unjust enrichment, a plaintiff must allege that 1, defendant was enriched, 2, at the plaintiff's expense, and 3, would be against equity and good conscience to permit the defendant to retain what is sought to be recovered. Courts may look to whether a benefit was conferred on the defendant, whether it remains with the defendant, or whether the defendant's conduct was tortious or inequitable. Our Group Black argues that the unjust enrichment claim merely repackages the breach of contract claim should be dismissed accordingly. New York courts allow a plaintiff to plead quasi-contract claims in the alternative where there's a bona fide dispute as to the existence of or enforceability of a contract. Here, the parties contest whether a binding agreement governs the payments at issue, while plaintiffs allege a contractual relationship. Group Black denies the existence of such an enforceable contract. As such, plaintiffs are entitled to pursue a unjust enrichment theory in the alternative. Group Black's remaining argument that the unjust enrichment claim is barred by the statute of frauds is unavailing for the same reasons discussed in Section 1. Plaintiffs allege services that go beyond mere negotiation of a business opportunity and assert that Group Black wrongfully withheld over $7 million in payments remitted by advertisers for plaintiffs' advertising work. These allegations are sufficient to support an alternative theory of unjust enrichment at the pleading stage. Accordingly, the court finds that the unjust enrichment claim may proceed, and the defendant's motion to dismiss count 4 is denied. For the foregoing reasons, defendant Group Black Incorporated motion to dismiss is granted in part and denied in part. Accordingly, it is hereby ordered that defendant Group Black Incorporated's motion to dismiss is granted solely as to count 3 conversion. It is further ordered that the motion to dismiss is denied as to count 1, breach of contract, count 2, breach of implied covenant of good faith, fair dealing, and 4, unjust enrichment. And it's further ordered that defendant is directed to serve an answer of the amended complaint as to counts 1, 2, and 4 within 20 days after service of a copy of this decision or with no entry. The foregoing constitutes the decision or of the court. So, a lot going on here. So it looks like the conversion, the dismissal for the fact that they converted money, that was granted for Group Black. And then, of course, the let's see, I want to make sure I get everything here. Let's see here. And then, of course, count 1, breach of contract. Count 2, breach of the implied covenant, good faith and fair dealing, and unjust enrichment is denied. So the motion to dismiss for that is denied. So right now, what they're focusing on is was there a breach of contract, even though it wasn't a written contract, and was there good faith and fair dealing, and what was the results of that enrichment? Is there anything tangible that that Mr. Burr has in his portfolio that can make Essence have a smoking pal? That's what I'm getting from Group Black here. That's what I'm getting from all this. Whew, that was a lot, child. That was quite a lot. I think we got through it. I think we got through all of it. Sincerely, today was quite a lot. Quite a lot, quite a lot, quite a lot, quite a lot. Um, like I said, Holy. When it comes to Group Black, I'm wishing them well. I hope that they can, find their new rhythm, their new groove, um, their new track. But at the same token, um, if there is money owed, then also too money needs to be owed. Now that's just my take. I see both sides of it, but something the Kool-Aid is definitely not sweet here for sure. So yes, indeed, there. So yeah, so we're just gonna be chilling out here for a little bit, and until the 1 hour mark, and then after that, I'll turn off my camera and everything else. So, a lot going on in the world today. A lot going on in the world today. Just looking at my notifications here, just see what's new. That's popped up. No. Nothing new as of right now for my phone notifications, but I do want to show you this though. So this live right here was planned, but the Jimmy Kimmel live, right? This was not planned, right? So as you can see here, let me just show you. It's ABC being Thanos and Netflix and NBC Universal going for a merger, backtracking much. Braylon leads virtual tour live. So we have a double header for you tonight. 2 destinations in one show tonight. So yeah, please be here for that. 8:30. That's live tonight. 2 minutes. We got a lot to talk about. A whole lot to talk about. Sincerely, it's just, today. This week has been a media week like you would not believe, and to keep up with all of it and to give you guys this content in real time, it gets a little long in the tooth. But I also recognize that while it's important to be first, it's the most important to have integrity, right? So I do not mind waiting for other things to drop so that way you guys can get the best tour. I do not mind that at all. Actually, by doing that, it makes all of us better as people. It forces us to only accept the best content that can come our way. So yes, indeed, there. My Lord. Like I said, wait till y'all see what's happening at 8:30, because my Lord, when I saw what I saw today with the couple of articles that came out today with what's going on with Jimmy Kimmel, and then when I saw the video from John Campa that Netflix might be going after Warner Brothers, believe you me, I have thoughts. And I was mind-boggled by it. I'm like, Netflix, you said that you would never get after linear cable networks, right? You guys are not about mergers and acquisitions. Well, we're going to talk about that. Because like I said, what in the media uckery is going on here? With Netflix, NBC Universal, and with ABC. What is going on? So we definitely do have a lot to discuss tonight at 8:30. Hey, one person, welcome in. Glad to have you here. By the way, we had a wonderful time this morning as well. In case you missed this morning's show, let me just let you know what we talked about. We talked about Universal Epic Universe, the brother that passed away on Stardust Racers. We talked about that. We talked about Angry Birds 3, the movie. Mr. Beast is a part of it. We talked about how Ohio, Georgia, and North Carolina, those students can get a free education. We also talked about how New Orleans missed their chance to be the home for the Super Bowl in 2031. And then, of course, we talked about a young lady. Her name, by the way, is... Just want to make sure we get this right here. Cameron Booker, who is 18 years old and who and who got expelled from Texas Tech University. Hopefully, she will find another school. I believe she will be just fine. Um, and honestly, that should be a warning to all other people that they should not go to Texas Tech University. And then Megyn Kelly decided to call Jamel Hill ugly. So I had to say what needed to be said about her because she has a past too. And then, of course, Wendy Williams will be able to talk about how she feels with this deposition about the Where is Wendy Williams documentary. And then, of course, Ayan is trending on TikTok. So we talked about all that this morning, 6 hours ago there. Right now we're talking about Group Black. And then, of course, tonight is ABC being Thanos and Netflix, NBC Universal going for a merger. Backtracking much. That'll be happening tonight at 8:30 on the dot there. So as we get into the full hour here, I'm gonna turn off my camera now because we done the whole show over an hour. Yes, we have. My Lord. And I tell y'all, I really try my very best to mind the business that pays me. I try my very best to mind the business that pays me. I do. Child, it is not easy. My Lord. Like I said, y'all. Sincerely. And like I said, I don't know if anybody else will be talking about Group Black on YouTube. I may be the only person to talk about it. Roland Martin may talk about it because he definitely does talk about Black media for sure. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. My Lord. My Lord. My Lord. So yes, indeed. There. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have you here. We just talked about Group Black. There is lawsuits being thrown down from Afropunk and Essence, and yeah. So a lot going on here. Like I said, we'll chill out here for a little bit until probably the 1 hour 5 minute mark, and we'll make it do what it do there. So. My Lord. y'all. It's a lot going on in these streets, child. A lot going on in these streets. Good Lord. Like I said, believe me, you just gotta be paying attention, man. You just gotta be paying attention. You just gotta be paying attention. Because believe me, the more you understand the moves that are happening around you, the more you'll understand what you're seeing in front of you. You know, I say that all the time. And I know for some of y'all, it's like, okay, Bray, we get it. But sincerely, we need to care about Black media. We need to care about who is investing into Black media, who is trying to control Black media. And it's a war right now for Black media. It is. It absolutely is. That's why, you know, all of our platforms here on YouTube, they matter. You know what I mean? And we just got to be more alert, y'all. So we just gotta be alert, move accordingly, and be about something. By the way, shout out to Anonymous T. I saw her video today on Stephen A. Smith. Very well done, sister. Very well done, cuz he don't get, and I literally said this about Stephen A. Smith, he don't realize that he is going to put his own foot in his mouth on Straight Shooter, on his political show, on POTUS, or the Stephen A. Smith show. He's going to say the wrong thing. And then I'll be like, nope, you are still a house Negro. And believe me, when that ends up happening, it's not going to be pretty. It is not going to be pretty. It is not going to be pretty for him. So allegedly he makes $40 million a year. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him. But you're not too high where you can't come down either, Stephen A. I know what you said about guardrails and this, that, and third, but bruh, child, just it's just crazy what's going on out here in these streets. Absolutely crazy. So, well, all right, y'all. Let me get y'all the Daily Motivator here, and then we'll head on out. And I'll see you guys tonight at 8:30 for this live right here, because child, it's gonna be something good for damn sure. I can tell you that. Let's see here, because I really want to be able to have the time to, oh Lord, make it do what it do. Yeah. Shout out to Queen Beyonce. Yes, indeed. All right, here, let me get this up. Hello. Right here, the real test in golf and in life is not to keep getting out of the rough, but in getting out after you are in. Zig Ziglar. Very nicely said there. It's time for a Day Motivator for Friday, September 19th, 2025. What you create. Make something good. Make something valuable. Give someone love. Give someone attention, understanding, time. Much of what you consume quickly becomes meaningless. What gives life enduring richness comes from what you create. That can be relationships, experiences, achievements, beauty, generosity, and so much more. It's a matter of using your time and abilities to make a positive impact. Your creativity has the power to improve your world and your life. The more you put it to use, the more effective and beneficial it can be. Take stock of the situation, the possibilities of the challenges and resources, and ask yourself, what now can you create? You know, when I first started this YouTube channel, my mindset was, if I was not ever doing YouTube, right? If I was never, ever going to do YouTube, how would I want to see content, right? And then I thought about my strengths, and I thought about ridiculousness and Tosh.0 rather. And I'm like, well, I'm not funny, but I am soulful. So you got that going for you. Then you need a concept. I'm like, okay, well, COVID happened and everybody's on lockdown. We can't go on tour anywhere. We can't go, tour the country. I mean, you could go, on vacation, different places in the United States and around the world, but still you had to, go on tour accordingly, right? Couldn't see nobody on tour, concert-wise or performance-wise, variety acts, all that stuff. So I'm like, let's do a virtual tour. Like, you go to a museum and you go on a tour of the museum, or you go through a studio tour of a back lab. It's like, okay, well, let's take the hottest destinations that people are traveling to virtually and make that virtual tour. Then there you go. So the first thing I'll tell you is always think about, if you were going to do something, how would you want to see it? That's a good foundation for anything, right? Because back to our daily motivator, what you create, you have to be passionate about. The second thing I'll say is that can be relationships, experiences, achievements, beauty, generosity, and so much more. Your resources are valuable. Have standards and requirements for them. Everything that I do here has standards and requirements. Like, it literally takes me about 3 to 5 links, maybe 3 to 4, depending on the story, for me to really go off with something. It also takes the credibility of the right spaces. So the second thing I'll say is your standard should have, your resources rather should have standards and requirements. That's the second thing I'll tell you. And finally, the third thing I will tell you is this. Take stock of the situation, of the possibilities, of the challenges and resources. When you don't take stock in what you have, you will lose it. When you don't take stock in what you have, you will lose it. If you don't take stock in what you have, you will lose it. I truly believe if you do not invest in your gift and appreciate your gift, you will lose it. I sincerely mean that. And I think about that every single day, because I'm just like, man, if I did not do YouTube, I don't think my gift would be where it is. If I didn't do the Onyx collab on Clubhouse, I don't think it'll be where it is. So the longer you wait for your dream to come true, the less time you are investing into your gift. And when you don't use your gift, you lose your gift. So with that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you are always more than a blessing. And trust, you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? It's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I spend time with you. You spend time with me. Hopefully, I spend time together. We're going to be great together. And always remember, you're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or you're just breaking down a black media story that honestly may not have been even talked about yet. Make sure the replay is not just where you watch it, not just where you listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you, I value you, I embrace you all. Always remember, see love you gotta give it, or see love you gotta give it, or see love you gotta give it, where obstacles sure will come, where successes you have achieved upon this particular day. I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you, proud of them. So finally, y'all, listen. I had me a moment today where it's like, thank God a resource came through. But also, too, keep your head up. It's easier said than done. But just know, as long as you're doing your work on purpose, blessings that are solid take time to be worked on, so you can have all of that blessing, not just part of it. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's come, for the blessings on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, as a culture. I'm laughing at my frozen self. As a society, as a people, as a culture, the fireworks coming your way for us as a society, as a people, as a culture. And for the day that was, for us as a society, as a people, as a culture, I feel the love. And I send it right back to you. One love, much love, all love. Good night, everybody. This is your last tour. If not, I will see you here in 75 minutes for our double header. Is ABC being Thanos and Netflix and NBC going for a merger? Backtracking much? Got a lot to talk about tonight. 8:30. Love you all. Good night right here. Right here. StreamYard. And right here. I'll see you guys at 8:30 tonight for this double headers. ABC being Thanos and Netflix and NBC going for a merger. Backtracking much? See you guys tonight at 8:30. This is your last tour. Good night.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons. but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal, and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the